next evening edition. Pretty soon we're going to have the late. I guess this is the late edition. This will be the late edition. This is no more breaks. We have some amazing nonprofits scheduled from now until 9:30 tonight. Some last opportunity, last chances to get everybody in. We got a treat. We've got two people. Two people from DNA Angels that are going to be speaking, and I'm going to try to break up their time together. We got Kelly, who's in the green room, and Laura. And many of you might not know this, but I am very supportive of the DNA Angels because of what they offer, and I've actually referred people to them. So I'm interested to see where they've been since last year, where they're going, and if you are connected to this and your heart is in the right place and you want to donate to DNA Angels, this will be the cause and the organization for you. So I'm going to bring in Kelly to talk a little bit more about DNA Angels. All right, let's bring Kelly in here, and give me just a second, Kelly. I got to center this real quick.
Okay.
Great. I'm wondering if it's not going to let me. Give me just a second. This is a new glitch that we had. Usually, it gives me the option to move you, and it is not. Oh, it's because you are centered. Hold on here. Let me do this. I apologize, everybody. Give me just a second. You're the only one I think today that has done portrait. Everybody's been landscape, and so.
Would you prefer me to be landscape?
If you could flip it, that might help me out here. I apologize. There we go. And then let's see if it'll. Yeah, it's still not letting me move you up, but that's better. I'll take a look at that and see if we can't get it fixed here in just a second. Kelly, tell us a little bit about who you are and tell us about DNA Angels.
Okay, well, my name is Kelly Grace. I am a genetic genealogist for DNA Angels, and DNA Angels, we help those people who are adopted, donor conceived, or what we call NPE, which means not parent expected, find their biological parents through their ancestry DNA matches. So if you take an ancestry DNA test and you're adopted or donor conceived, or you just find people that indicate that maybe your father isn't your biological father, then we can look at those matches, build a family tree, and usually narrow it down to who dad is. We have a 90% success rating.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. So how did you get involved with DNA Angels?
I actually met Laura, our executive director, in 2019. We were part of a support group for an online community for NPEs, and we were paired together as search angels. Laura did all the genetic genealogy back then. I was what we called the body finder. So once she had a name, I would go out and get an address, a phone number, all the contact information I could find on the entire family. I've been locating people since 1996 for various organizations I've worked for. So, and we hit it off, and we've been together pretty much ever since.
That is amazing. I was an NPE. I think that's the term.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was it was a surprise, and it all happened through Ancestry DNA. I had an amazing experience. It was the journey at the beginning was a little weird, having to have some conversations with parents, but learning new family, and it was surprisingly a great experience. I have 5 older sisters. I've communicated with most of them, and I've visited 2 of them so far since then, and it's been quite the journey. And it is, I will tell you, it's kind of freeing for a little bit when you have a good experience. I can imagine it's been freeing to learn about who you are genetically, and it's crazy the whole nature versus nurture concept of this journey for me. There's some things that are just in our DNA that are not going away.
Yes, both Laura and I are NPEs. She has, I think, 4 or 5 brothers, and I have 3 sisters and a brother.
It's amazing. And I guess as we go through it, I'm going to bring Laura in just a little bit. But as we go through this, why do you think, why is it so important for people that are watching or going through and looking to donate to DNA Angels?
Well, I mean, we do help people reconnect with their identities. So, for those people who are adopted, for instance, I don't know if you're aware of this, but most states do not allow adoptees access to their original birth certificates. So that's it erases their whole history, and for a lot of people, that's very important. I'm not an adoptee, but I work with adoptees, and I can tell you that there is adoption trauma, no matter if they've had a good adoption experience or not. For the NPEs, in my own experience, I found out that both breast cancer and colon cancer ran high in my family. So by donating to DNA Angels, you're helping us not only purchase DNA kits to help people find their biological families, but helping us give our angels the best training on, to be a genetic genealogist. We do updated training once a month at our staff meetings. You're also helping with overhead cost for running a nonprofit organization. It's not even though our service is we give to find biological parents is free. There are still administrative costs. So by donating to us, you're helping us support our clients and our client base.
It's amazing, and I think the other thing I don't think people realize this is not uncommon, is it, Kelly?
I think the current statistic is that 10% of people who take a DNA test will have a surprise and find out that they're either an NPE or that they are a have an NPE in their family. Some people will come to us and say, "Hey, I've got this person that showed up, but I don't know if it's my father or their father." Um, and we've had people who are what we call late discovery adoptions, where they don't find out till they're adult that they were adopted, or we donor conceived. Some people don't find out until they're grown that they were, a donor conceived child. So it's a big deal, and there's, like I said, with the medical history being so important these days. Um, to be perfectly honest, I had a double mastectomy in March, preventative, because of my family medical history. So it's important for you to know not only, your medical history, but who you are, where you came from. And like you said, nature versus nurture. I found out that the reason that maybe I didn't fit in with my family is because I'm exactly like my biological father's family. My biological half sister and I on that side, we write alike, we talk alike. Laura can tell you she's read email exchanges between the two of us, and she was like, "I can't believe how similar you are." And I look more like them. I always thought I looked like my mom, but when you put me next to my biological father's family, I look just like them.
Yeah, I think you kind of look and you force yourself to say, because I can relate to that too. I thought I was a little different, and I never really, no one ever really said, "Oh, you look like this person in your family." You kind of like, "Oh, well, maybe I have a nose or I have eyes," but once you see the biological side, you're like, "Oh my gosh!" And when people are like, "Oh my gosh, you look like your cousin," or "You look like this," it's amazing how you get to experience that.
Well, in my case, I do look like my mom. I can walk down the street in the small town that she grew up in. People still say to me, "Oh, you're Patty's daughter, aren't you?" But um, I'm surprised that the similarities I have between my father's side and I. It's just absolutely amazing, and clients will post in our group all the time. They'll show pictures of themselves and their newfound biological parent, and they'll say, "Do I look like him, or do I look like my sister?" And the answer is always overwhelmingly yes. You've got that jawline, those eyes, that nose, whatever that is. and it's just simply amazing, and it gives people validation that they are, part of something, because it's hard to look in the mirror and not see a face that you recognize, or see a gesture you recognize, or a shared activity.
Yeah,
um
I will tell you, I absolutely look in the mirror differently. It's there's so many things that everybody shares once you go through this, but it's weird how you look at yourself differently in the mirror after you find all this out.
oh, definitely.
Well, I think one, and Michelle, my partner in crime over here to the right, we think you have a very cool job. I think what you do and the service that you provide is amazing, and it sounds like you've been doing this for a while. So I'm sure that a success rate of 90% is amazing. So thank you. I'm going to bring Laura in to talk a little bit, and then we'll go from there.
Perfect. It was
Thank,
nice to talk to you.
nice to talk to you too. Have a great day.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
you too.
much. That was so interesting.
All right, so I'm going to bring in. Oh, did Laura leave?
Oh, I guess she did.
Yeah. So
Fun.
oh, there she's back. Perfect. Let's see if we can bring Laura in here. And I'm not quite sure why I'm having some difficulties. Hi, Laura.
Hey, Tom, can you hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you. I'm going to
Right.
probably have to restart my computer here in a little bit after we interview you. I'm not able to center everybody, so it looks perfect. But you look amazing.
Thank you.
We had a chance to talk to Mary, and I wanted to give you an opportunity. I know that you've been doing this for a while, and it's near and dear to you. What do you hope that people will get out of donating to DNA Angels if they donate today?
That's a really good question. I think that when I'm talking to a client and we're asking clients for donations, it's a way of them paying it forward for the services that they have gotten from us, so that they can help the next person in line. But if a general viewer, you're helping to restore someone's genetic identity. So I really want you to think about that if you're out there and you're viewing and you're considering giving to DNA Angels. Think about it when you look in the mirror. Who do you look like? And then consider the person that we're working with. They don't know genetically who they look like, especially an adoptee. Where did they get their eyes? Where did they get the dimples in their cheeks? So you are really helping someone restore their genetic identity by giving to DNA Angels.
Well, I appreciate it. And as you know, we've talked, I've had my own DNA journey.
Yeah.
Many people do. And I think it's hard for people to connect with it because it's all they know. And then all of a sudden, surprise. And then you get that. So I'm hoping that we can continue to raise funds, and that your services will never go. I will tell you, they will never go away. There's going to be a lot
They
of
won't.
ahas.
Yeah.
And I think it's scary, and people don't know where to start. And I've sent many people, I say many, 3 to 4 people your way when they've had some issues, or there's some concerns. And I know that one, you're going to help them be compassionate. You're going to be caring,
Yes.
and if anything, it's a resource to let people know in our area, in our region, we have people that are willing to help. And try to do the best they can at keeping the costs down. But it's so powerful to be able to know who you are and where you come from.
It is. It is. And honestly, to just expand a little bit on what we do, we're not just restoring their genetic identity, we're giving them support along the way. So we're holding their hand, we're patting their back, we're coaching them on what to say to their family as they make that introduction, and even after they make the introduction, we are still there, giving them ideas and what we call icebreakers. Like, you can start a new conversation like this, like, because it's awkward, Tom. These are total strangers to you, but they are what forms your genetic makeup, and it you have such a powerful internal bond with them, but you sometimes don't know what to say. So over the last 3 years, we have created like some best practices to help our current and future clients be able to communicate with their new family members, and it's really worked out well.
Well, I'm very happy, and I want to tell you thank you for providing the service. I found out about you after I went through my journey, and I already, my sister and I, my new sister and I we were able to, she filled me in on family history and genetics and medical. So
Yes.
I was very fortunate that I didn't have to really struggle. But I know many people do, and I've been in support groups and I look and I see not everybody's experience is always a happy ending, or it's a
I
long
know.
journey and it's
It
continuous.
is.
Not everybody's is.
Well, and just a reminder, Tom, I actually met you through that support group. And then we discovered that we were both right here in Southern Illinois.
Yeah.
So you and I met about 4 years ago through that support group.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting fact for us.
It is great, and it was just, and I think I remember I told you last time, and I told you in there, where was this group when I didn't even know this group existed until after I started researching. So
Right.
the only way that people are going to know is if we keep getting the name out there and we let people know. I average about 1 to 2 people that share their journey with me, and it's a bonding thing, and it's powerful to know that there's other people out there, and when you find your own DNA journey, that it can change lives, and sometimes damage. But I'm glad that we have resources like yours out there to help pick up the pieces and let them know that you can still help them. So thank you, Laura, so much.
You're welcome.
Have a wonderful
Thank you for
evening.
having us.
I hope you
too.
raise lots of money tonight, okay?
We've done well.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Laura.
Hi, Michelle. Bye, Michelle.
You want to get in there? There you go.
Hey, girl.
I love this new. I wrote this down because I'm gonna keep it in my back pocket for someday. Genetic genealogist. I just think that sounds so cool. I'm gonna use that word from now on. Genetic genealogist. I'm not one, but.
Have a good night, guys.
You too. Good luck.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.
So whether or not you've gone on your own DNA journey, you know of someone, there are resources here in Southern Illinois that are available to you and to everybody. They try to keep it at no cost, and you're gonna know someone. You're gonna know someone. Promise me. I promise you that. So if DNA Angels struck a chord with you, go online to www.sicf.org / Give SI, and then you can also go or call 618-956-9187 to make a donation. And I hope that they do really well. It's nobody knows what that's like until you go through it, my friend.
Exactly.
Amy, I want to let you know she is in the green room. I'm going to restart this. We're having problems with some of the software. I'm going to restart it. And Amy, I will come back in. You might have to re-enter, but I'm just going to restart this real quick and we'll start back, okay?